Welcome to the Zappy Task Editor. In this video, we will learn how to create custom template action. Action is the building block of process automation. Zappy Task Editor comes with various built-in template actions. You can create all these custom activities for better automation process based on the requirement. So to accomplish this, there are two major steps required to create a custom action. One is to have a Microsoft Visual Studio to write your own code, and the other is to add the external assembly, that is either DLL or new package files into the Zaptask editor. So to do the first step, we need the Microsoft Visual Studio with .NET Desktop Development Component. For better understanding, let's start to create an action which does simple mathematical calculation in Zappy. So first is launch your Microsoft Visual Studio. Yeah, once it is open, go to the file, new, select the project. In the Visual C Sharp, we need to select the class library .NET Framework, which is used to build our class. Give a name to your class. I'm giving here math operations, and this is the location where your file is going to store. Select on OK. Right, this is our class. So before starting to write the code, in the Solution Explorer, go to the references. So this is the math operations which we have created. Go to the references, right click on the right references. Go to the manage NuGet packages. Here we need to install the shared interface of Zappy shared interface package here to implement our own code. So for that purpose, go to the browse section. In the search term, write Zappy shared interface. So you can find the Zappy.shared interface. So this is what we have to install before writing the code. Click on the install. Yeah, the installation is completed. Close this. And whatever the class name you provide here, this goes as the action name of your task editor. Suppose I want, this is a clipboard to string, for example, this is a name which we have to provide here. So this name should be relevant to your requirement or what action it is performing. In that case, we can rename this class name here. Right click on this class name and go to the rename. As I'm doing addition of two numbers, I'm giving addition as my action name. Press on S. Right. Right. Now we need to implement a template action which is coming from the shared interface here to start with. Template action. Once you type here, place your cursor on that template action, and we need to use the shared interface. That's how you can use the template action. Click on that. So you can see the statement coming over here. And also place the cursor on the class name. It is showing that we need to implement the invoke method. In this method only, we have to write our own logic or whatever implementation you want to do for that action. We need to write in this particular method. So for that purpose, you need to place your cursor on the class, and it shows what method has to be implemented. So click here, implement abstract class. So now you can see the method coming into your class, right? Now we can start declaring. As this is addition of two numbers, we need to declare the variables, right? To store the values into the variables and do the addition. So for that purpose, we need to declare variables. This is how we need to start writing for declaring the variables. Input. So once you type this, you can place your cursor on the category and it's showing that this is not implemented. So click here. This is a component model. So it's asking for this particular library to be included in the program. Okay, now we need to start writing the declaring the variables. So what I am doing here is I am telling what type of the category that input, uh, sorry, what type of category the property is. So these are the things which are visible in your property panel. For example, I selected one action here. See, here these are the properties telling this is the input and this is output and these are the optionals. So whatever you want the action you need to have for that particular action, we need to declare those things in this method. Like category input. Now what description you want to give. So this property belongs to input category. Now go for the description. So here I'm giving, if for input I'm accessing two numbers, right? So I'm giving the first number here. This is what it appears in my property panel. Whatever value you give here, that is going to appear in the property panel. Now I'll be declaring the variable public dynamic property string. Sorry, this is an integer, right? As we are giving here two numbers, so it's an integer, and give the variable name here, num1. And here we need to provide the accessors type, like they are the get and set. What does these two things are? Like they are like reading the values from the variable or writing the value into the variable. So that's what these get and set accessory types are. In the same way, we need to do for the another variable. As we are giving two numbers and both are input category, and the description goes, so second number. Now declare the variable public dynamic property integer, giving the variable name as num2 and providing the accessory types. Okay, we need to declare another variable, that is the output property type, to store the addition value. So for that, go to the category. So my category is output here. And what description you want to give here. I want to name it as result. Just to store the variable is used. To store the value, the variable is used. So I'm just declaring public int and result. This is my variable name. Now set the accessors get and set to the variable result. Here we'll write the logic of our action, whatever, like the addition of two numbers and storing it in the result variable. So result is equal to num1 plus num2. Save the additions. Okay. Once you finish writing everything, here you find two modes. These are the two configurations, debug and release. The programmers generally use this debug mode for debugging step by step their project, and then select the release mode for the final build of the assembly files, that is the DLL files. We need those DLL files to assign to a Zappy task editor. Okay, so first we'll see how to create those DLLs. Go to the release mode. Here in build, you can either go to the build solution, or else you can right click on the math operations here, and also can build from here. In the two ways we can build your project. So once it is finished, we get a succeed message. Close this. Okay, by here we finished the first step, like creating your own code. Now the second step is we need to assign those DLLs to the Zappy task editor. So let's see how to do that. Right click on your project. You can find the option called open folder in file explorer. Click on that. You'll find the bin folder. In that you have debug and release folders. So in release we'll have all these DLLs. So either you can zip this folder and assign to your task editor, or else we can link your DLLs to the task editor. So we'll see these two steps one by one. So first we'll zip the release folder. Right. So once you zip your folder, go to the Zap icon in your notification area, right click on the icon, go to the tools, find the NuGet manager, select this. So here you have an option called install NuGet or zip package. So as we are linking the zip package here, select this button, open. So you will get the release zip file here, close this. Double click on the app icon to open the task editor. So here the action name which we have given is the addition. So type the addition in the search panel. You'll find the addition action in the panel. Drag and drop into your workspace. So here you can find the two properties, input properties which we have given, and the output result property here. So here we'll give some two numbers random. So the output will be stored in this result variable. We'll see the output in through message box. We'll send the output variable to the message box and see the output here. Give a title, sum of two numbers. Here in the text, we need to select the output category, the property name as result. So the value is stored in this variable and we are passing it to the message box. So end the process. Save your automation. Give a name to your automation. Giving demo. Save. So once you save is start, click on the start button to run your automation, and you can see the output as the sum of the two values which we have given in the message box. So this is one way. Now we will link the DLL files to our task editor. Just now we have seen the zip file. We'll see how to link the DLL files to the task editor. So again, right click on the zap icon in your notification area, go to the tools, NuGet Manager, select the release zip file, uninstall this package. Okay, now we have the option called load DLL. So this allows you to select the DLL files, press on control button and select these files. Press on open button. So all the DLLs will be available in the task editor. So we got the message successfully loaded extensions. Press on OK and close this window. Now double click on the zap icon to open the task editor. Okay, we'll check again with the addition action. See, it's available here. Now give to any two values. We show the output in the message box. Sum of two values. Here we'll select the property output result. Okay, end the process, save your automation, and run your automation by clicking on the start button. Yes, this is how we can add our either DLLs or the zip package into your task editor and create your custom actions in this way. Thank you.